Hello and welcome to this segment on Subject Verb Agreement in our series on grammar. Now we all know how a sentence works only when the subject and verb agree with one another. Further, we also have a vague idea to look at some of the rules of Subject Verb Agreement, such as when plurals are used or when here or there are used in a sentence. In today's segment, we will be looking at a set of rules that we need to remember to structure better sentences. Let's look at the first rule now. This is the rule of the indefinite pronoun. But first, what are indefinite pronouns? An indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that does not refer to any person, thing or amount specifically. Some examples of indefinite pronouns are everybody, somebody, anybody, something, and so on. Now let's see how the use of indefinite pronouns in a sentence affect the subject-verb agreement. With indefinite pronouns, we are faced with a slightly tricky case of getting the verb to agree with the subject because these indefinite pronouns sound like we are referring to more than one subject. This is where most errors in sentences are made. We have all seen incorrect sentences such as everybody were talking. Here, the plural verb does not agree with the singular subject, and so this is a grammatically wrong sentence. The correct way to write that sentence is everybody was talking. The trick here is to remember that indefinite pronouns might and do refer to several things or people, but it is as a collective and hence a singular subject. It should thus only have a singular verb corresponding to it. Now here's an example to clear things up. Everybody is going to the mall. Here, while everybody does refer to more than one person, it means that every single person is going to the mall. You could try this little tip the next time you're faced with an indefinite pronoun. Remember that all the indefinite pronouns are referring to a collective of single nouns, things or people. So everybody refers to every single person and anybody refers to any single person. So you will need to use a singular verb to construct a grammatically correct sentence. Now let's look at a few examples of subject-verb agreement where indefinite pronouns are used. I would like to know if anybody is writing the essay today. Everybody has a pen. Nobody likes getting caught in the rain. Now let's move on to the next rule in subject-verb agreement. Always remember to use a singular verb with subjects referring to distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. Now this is somewhat similar to the previous rule in that these units of distances, time, weight and so on are considered singular. So these become singular subjects and as such should have corresponding singular verbs to have subject-verb agreement. But how does this work? Let's use an example to make things clearer. 10 kilos of rice is too much to carry by oneself. Here 10 kilos is treated as a singular unit even though there are multiple units, that is kilos, mentioned. Or look at this example. 2 feet of rope is enough to tie this up. Now once again, even though it might look like we are using plural subjects, remember that the 2 feet refer to the rope which is singular and hence a singular verb needs to be used. Now let's get to the next rule in subject-verb agreement. This is gradually becoming an archaic rule but is still used in a formal context. This is the rule of the where. Would you like to guess what this rule of the where is? Let me help. The word where replaces was in sentences that express a wish or are contrary to fact. In an example such as, if I were a wealthy woman, I would buy all the chocolates in the world. Notice that since I am expressing a wish, where is used. Or how about this example? If Hari were going to the concert, he would be ecstatic. In both examples, we are expressing a wish or we are presenting a situation that is not happening or is not fact. In the first example, we say, if I were a wealthy woman, which implies that I am not wealthy. Or in the second example, the if tells us that Hari is not going to the concert. We hope this gave you more resources for subject-verb agreement to draft better sentences. I'll see you again in another video. Goodbye.